What we're looking at here is the first look at the next character in Destiny Rising, Estela, and they should be coming very, very soon. Most likely a couple days. Let's watch the trailer and then figure out what her abilities will be and whether she's going to be worth pulling or going for Gwyn instead. She will be a limited edition banner, so it's going to be interesting to see here. Let's watch the trailer and learn about Estela. This is the character. We've seen her in the beta, so there is some gameplay online we can try and take a look at.
Seeing you so burdened, naturally I'd want to help you.
Apparently she has a dragon summon. Let's see. Oh, look at that. So she's a solar. One thing to note, the Furies 3 exotic LMG in the current battle pass for the final reward can be used on Estela.
In the face of terror,
There's the dragon.
nothing can escape.
Wow. So that's her super. She summons a dragon that does fire damage. Wow, a first look there. That's incredible. I found some gameplay of Estela. Shout out That Unknown. So this is from the beta, so things have changed, but she's likely to be a separate limited banner that will come out, I assume, at the launch of Season 1, and that will go alongside Gwyn. Gwyn will still be in the game for a little while, so you can choose whether you want to put your banner pulls into Gwyn or Estela. So she's going to be a solar exotic hero, and she's going to have, let's have a little look at this. This is her in the training area. So we can see down here she's got solar based abilities, and we're gonna see what they do here. So let's listen to this.
And look at this super right here.
So this is the super.
It's a dragon.
Yeah, that is very cool. A dragon summon.
It is so cool.
That is amazing. It just like does a bunch of damage to everything in the area. All right, we found some gameplay from E6 Gaming from the beta, so we can actually have a proper look at Estela as a character. This is beta footage, so keep this in mind. And shout out to E6 Gaming. I'll put a link to their stuff in the comments. So this is the character. This is what she looks like. She's got solar, rapid fire on the primary pulse rifle. She uses the pulse rifle, interesting. And then machine gun for the power weapon. So we saw that in the trailer. And we're going to take a little look at exactly what's going on with her abilities here then. By the way, look at this old beta like UI, really interesting. So let's skip over. And this is the old relic tree, but it's the same abilities. So summons a powerful violent reverie to continuously attack combatants by firing a contaminating beam. So that's the dragon super we saw. Interesting. Very, very crazy. That looks pretty powerful. And it seems to have very long range as well. And then we have Bewitched. What is like a Bewitched Illusion? Estela summons a Bewitched Illusion to join the battlefield and fight combatants on its own. So she's all about summons. The more corruption she has accumulated, the higher the level of the summoned Bewitched Illusion will be. Higher level Bewitched Illusions deal greater damage. Interesting. So she's building up the corruption, and then she summons, and it's just like a little thing like that. Okay. And it does damage as well. That's really interesting. That's going to be good for like soloing a lot of PvE content. And then we've got Misfortune's Guide. Inflicts misfortune on the target, making them prioritized by and take additional damage from all illusions. So maybe you can get multiple of these summons. So basically this will inflict a target and make them take more damage from the summons. Okay, interesting. I wonder if we get to see any of the like perks. I know that there's beta or alpha even, so a lot will be changed. Keep this in mind. All right, we're back to more That Unknown's footage. There's very little footage of Estela online. I was quite surprised. I guess not many people pulled her in the alpha, or footage wasn't really allowed to be posted for a while or something. I'm not sure. But what's interesting here is you get to see the abilities in action and the pulse rifle. So that's the summon firing there. And it does seem to do a reasonable amount of damage. It's really interesting to see the pulse rifle. Not many characters have that. Zhuan Wei has it, and it's basically you just aim near the target and it will hit them automatically. It's quite interesting. I think is that the no, that's wrong. I'm so silly. This is Kaber's weapon, isn't it? A very long range burst weapon. Wait, what was the Zhuan Wei's weapon then? So, with her being very solar-based, you're going to be able to put all of your artifacts that you've been building on Wolf on her, potentially. Although she's going to need some summon-specific artifacts for sure. So, that's going to... It might be worth grinding summon artifacts for her now, whilst you can, and building out the Furies, because we've got that in-game right now. So let's talk about a bit of prep we can do for Estela, right? Let's open the game and talk about this. So if you want to get Estela, my biggest suggestions for you would be is to get the pulse rifle. You should have 2 drops from this from the battle pass if you complete it. So you can actually equip this on Kaber now and upgrade this. We can already get the exotic refinement. There's a Furies 3 catalyst in the exchange store for the battle pass as well. So this is going to be a really powerful exotic that you're going to be able to boost up fairly easily. You're going to be able to get catalyst level 2, which is like pretty incredible, honestly. You're just going to need to farm legendary campaign, and that will drop the exotic materials. Definitely get your hands on that because you're going to need 40 of it to get the next catalyst level and another 10 to get the first catalyst boost. And that's going to give you a massive power boost with Estela when she launches. Any upgrades you put on this now will be for Estela as well. So even if it's on Kaber, no problem. Another thing to do is to look at the potential artifacts that we could be building for her and maybe farm some artifacts ready for her. You know, exotic artifacts are hard to come by. They take a lot of grinding. I did do a video yesterday about that, talking about the easiest grinding method. But I'm wondering if there's going to be some good summons, right? Summoning restores health. Makes sense. Or we've got, for every summon on the field, gain 1 stack of ward, take less damage. I think taking less damage is usually better than restoring health because that applies to all overshields, all everything, right? Damage resistance usually is better. We don't know how many summons she can stack, but I would probably suggest going for Warding Pact, right? And then we will move to the other one. Let's see what other summons we have here. The wielder summons gain extra health. The summons restore health when assisting in final blows. Yeah, I don't know exactly. It's going to depend on how our abilities work. If the summon stays alive until it's dead, then Bulwark Pact would be amazing. Otherwise, maybe this one would be good. But again, I think that damage resistance will be overall better than extra health. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Next, if we talk about the third option, we talk about the damage dealing. Let's have a look at the different summon artifacts we've got. Rampaging Pact, summoning grants the wielder extra damage bonus for 6 seconds. Or the wielder's summons deal extra damage. This is going to make her ultimate a lot more powerful, interestingly enough. This one is going to come down to the cooldown on her summons. Bear in mind, this is the beta or the alpha. Let's look at the summon here as it plays down. The cooldown is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. So it's not that long, actually. So what that means is, if it, you know, I think probably summoning grants to wield extra damage for 6 seconds makes sense. If the summon cooldown is only 8 seconds, then you're going to be able to get it pretty often, right? We don't want to go for this if the cooldown is like 30 seconds, but that seemed like quite a short cooldown. So for me, Rampaging Pact seems to make a lot of sense, at least to start off with. And then let's have a look at the fourth option. Let's see. We've got Resonating Pact. When someone's attacked the same target as the wielder, they deal 16% extra damage, or casting signature abilities grants summons extra attack damage. That's kind of interesting because one of her signature gives the summons extra damage anyway. I don't know. It depends if you want your summons to do more damage or you want to do more damage yourself. This one seems pretty good because you can throw the summon on a boss and then shoot the boss to get a decent amount of attack boost. It goes all of the way up to 47% extra damage. That's pretty decent. Although, you know, we could go for something else entirely there. I mean, dealing damage to targets could be good. Well, you don't really do signature ability damage necessarily, though, so that one's probably not good. It's probably going to end up being one of the summons. So keep an eye on that. Another thing is, if you're going to want to draw Estela, it's going to be very similar to the Gwyn draw that we see in game here. Will be on a separate banner with separate odds. Okay, so you're going to want to save up your limited event draws and Lumia. And a quick heads up right now, if you haven't done this already, a good way to farm some extra Lumia is to do Calamity Ops. Essentially, you need to play in this and beat a certain score. The faster you do it, the more score bonus you get. And if you play through this mode from the beginning, you're going to get 50 Lumia here. Then when you rank up, another 150, another 200, another 250, another 250 there. So that is 500, 700, 850, 900. 900 Lumia. And if you're good enough at the game, within the next 2 days, you could get another 100, 200, maybe 300 if you're absolutely cracked. So there's like 1,000 Lumia to be grabbed within this Calamity Ops, and it's only available for 2 more days. So that's a look at Estela, everything you need to know about her character, and what to expect and how to prepare when she is released, most likely in 2 days when the season goes live, right? 2 days, 14 hours. Stay tuned. If you want to see more content from me, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the comments.